Welcome to 7 Academy. Today we will discuss about how to do the on-page SEO for a WordPress website. So take an example, you'd log into a WordPress website. So we type this is the WordPress website. We would go here. So this is our WordPress website. We would now log in here. Any WordPress website, the login is like this. So wp-admin is the URL for the backend, and this is the front end. Now after opening the site, what we do, we'd log into WordPress panel, and then we would do three things. I'm writing out here. So we go here. So the first step is log into WordPress backend, that is wp-admin. This is the common URL for most of the WordPress website. The second is go to settings, and then you go to permalink URL, and then you check the URL format should be post name, because it is a static URL format. Number 3, from plugins, you have to search, you have to go to add new, then search for WP Yoast SEO. This is the best SEO plugin available for free for WordPress. So you have to install it and then activate it, and then you go to add new page or post, and then you do the on-page SEO. So these are the 4 steps we need to do here. So let us take one by one. So this is the website. This is the website clientsites.in/students, and with this WordPress website we would create a new page and we will do the on-page SEO here. So we log in here. So we log into this WordPress panel. And then, as per we have discussed in the page, the first thing we need to do to go to the settings and then go to permalink URL. So let us wait for opening the page. Now this is the front end of the WordPress website, and you can see these are the different pages. So you can create similar kind of page along with complete on-page SEO with all the elements like title tag, H1, meta descriptions that we have discussed earlier. So here this is the dashboard. Now we can see here the first thing, this is the dashboard common for every WordPress backend. Now you can see here the settings part, the first part settings, and you go to the permalinks part. So we open it in new tab, and the second one is from plugins. You have to add new, and you click on this. So let us come to the permalink settings. You see the different kind of common settings for a WordPress website, but we have to select the post name because this is the most important URL structure for SEO friendly URL structure. This is called static URL. So you can include your keyword, then hyphen, then again keyword in this format. So this is very useful for getting better rank in SEO. So we would keep that, and then we would save the changes. And then from add plugins area, you would search with Yoast SEO. So plugins are an additional software that would add additional features for your WordPress website apart from the default features that is available with core-wordpress.org. I'm talking about, this is the WordPress.org, that means self-hosted WordPress. There are 2 types of WordPress: WordPress.com, that is free blogging platform, and WordPress.org, that is self-hosted WordPress website. For that you need to purchase a domain name, you have to buy web hosting, then you have to install the WordPress from your cPanel, from your server, web hosting server, and then you can do all this stuff that we are doing here. So you can see here we are searching with Yoast SEO, and you'd get the search result, and if it is already installed, you can see here the installed button, and if you have to install it as a fresh, so you can see this install now button. So let us open this page. So we are coming to this dashboard. Now we would create a new page. So for the page we add new. Now let us come back to plugins one. See, you can see Yoast SEO plugin. This is a very good review here, 1 million active installs, and you see this is written as installed. Whenever you install a plugin, the features, the settings you would get at the left hand side, like here you can see the SEO, Yoast SEO settings. We will discuss about all these settings later, but the default settings are pretty fine to work on initially, and otherwise you can see the plugin settings like here. So you can get additional settings here when you install and activate a plugin. In the left hand side you have to find it out. So we can see already Yoast SEO is there. Now let us see the settings of Yoast SEO. Now you see this is the general, then your info, then webmaster tool, then security, and then on page WordG. So in general this is pretty fine, your info. So you have to write your website name, you have to write your alternate name, you have to select whether it is a company or a person, and if you select it's a company, you have to put your company name and the logo here. So that would come at the right hand side as knowledge graph that we have earlier shown you what is called knowledge graph. So this part you have to fill it up. Then for webmaster tool, that we will discuss later in the webmaster module, so you have to give the webmaster tool verification token over here, you have to save changes. And then security, you don't have to do nothing here. For onpage.org you don't have to do nothing here, just by default it is checked here, so keep it as it is. Now go to title and matters. You can set the homepage title and most of the categories and tags titles here. So in your homepage general, you can write enable force rewrite titles, so that Yoast SEO titles would be taken granted, not your other titles, so you can check it up. Then you can select the title separator with your brand name, say hyphen, dash, pipe and hyphen. These are the most common one. We can use pipe or hyphen. Now you go to home page. Now for home page you can write the title here, you can write the meta description, you can write the meta keywords over here. Now for different post type or page type, these are the post and pages. This is the default template, so keep it as it is. You don't have to do nothing, and you have to you just go here with the pages, create new page or create new post, and for every page and post at the bottom part you can see Yoast SEO settings. You can write the title, description, keywords over there. You leave it like here completely blank, you leave it blank here. Now taxonomies is called the tags. So if you have suppose categories, like we have a category say car. Now in car category you can segregate it in different tags, like hatchback, sedan, like SUV, like MUV. In this way you can label your a single post or page with different tags. So that is the basic difference between categories and tags. We normally say you keep the categories indexable to Google, but don't keep the tags indexable to Google. So no index the tags, because all these tags and categories, those are coming under your post, your blog post. So your one blog post, that is your most important part to show in search result, but that blog post is common with your tags and categories. For example, if I have written a post that Santro Singh is a very good hatchback model for Indian road, and if we keep tag Santro and hatchback model there, so for the single post we are using two tags. So for those two tags it would be treated as two different URLs with a common same blog post. So that's the reason we need to index the blog post, not the tags. So we keep it no index, and for categories we keep it index. So this is a basic part for setting up the Yoast. and keep the same way, like date archive and author archives, you can keep it no index, so that it would be again the repeating your blog post, so you'd not do that. So this is the title and meta part. Then we go to social part. You have to put your Facebook page URL, Twitter, Pinterest and Google Plus URLs here. So you have to keep your all these page URLs here. You have to click on open graph metadata by default here, so automatically open graph would be added here. We will discuss about what is open graph in our module. Then we go to XML sitemaps. So we discuss about the sitemaps. So sitemaps by default, if you use WordPress SEO, it would be generated, so you don't have to do anything here. And if you go to the advanced part, then you can select the breadcrumbs here. Breadcrumbs are, we have already discussed about breadcrumbs, so you can keep here the breadcrumbs. It would be beneficial for SEO. These are the most common setup for Yoast SEO. Now we'd move to add new page section. So you'd now create a new page, and the content writer has written the content. So here is the content. So doing SEO, what does it mean actually? So what we do, first we keep this, we copy this thing into our this area. So this is our H1, this is our H1. So what we do, so we first the H1, and then we would copy the content, body content here. So we copy this, now we paste it here. Now if you are copying it from Word document, it is pretty fine, you can directly copy and paste it here. But sometimes if you are copying it from any other source, sometimes what happens if you directly copy and paste it in WordPress platform, so sometimes some additional HTML, unnecessary redundant HTML code would also come here. So for that reason we prefer either you go to the text mode and copy and paste it, or else you copy it in a notepad and then you copy from the notepad and paste it here directly, or else you go to text mode and you paste it over here. So in that way the backend code would be cleaned. So well, we have just brought this content over here, we had copy and pasted it. Now we have to do the on page SEO here. So first thing, this is called our H1. In a page there must be one H1 length should be 80 characters, it should be unique for every page, and this is called the permalink URL. So in permalink URL already we have set up the default URL permalink settings in the post name sample-post. So you can see these hyphen things are coming. Doing SEO, what does it mean actually? So what we can do, we can remove this actually word so that we can keep it short. So doing SEO, what does it mean? We are keeping it. Now what we do, we have to select the focus keyword for this content. Now we very easily we can understand the content writer, he has written about how to do SEO, doing SEO. So doing SEO is the focus keyword we have to keep. We have earlier discussed that focus keyword must not contain a and the, any preposition, any conjunction, any adverb. So we keep it very simple. In a 2 word, we go to this bottom of the page and you see the Yoast SEO setting. In the focus keyword you write doing SEO. So we are writing doing SEO. So this is our focus keyword. Now what we need to do, you see this button is orange, we have to make it green. So that is our on page SEO. So for that reason we would first save it as a draft. Now after saving it as a draft, now what we need to do, we need to check what is the points written here. The first point, no subheadings tag, that means H2 to H6 we have not used in this copy. So first thing we would use in the first H2 tag here. So we write here doing SEO in right way. So we select it and from this drop down we select is at H2. So we are keeping the focus keyword doing SEO over here in the first H2 tag. We save draft and then we again check whether it has been fixed or not. Now we see, so this part is over. Now is saying the page title contain 85 characters, which is more than the viewable limit of 70 characters. So we say 40 to 56 characters should be your SEO title. Now this is the SEO title. Here you have to edit it. So we are writing here doing SEO. What does it really mean? SEO in right way. So this is our title tag we are keeping here, and in the meta description part, so doing SEO, this is our focus keyword at the beginning of the title tag, and we are keeping it 40 to 56 characters. Now in the meta description it should be 120 to 156 characters, including the focus keyword at beginning and also 2-3 related words. So we write here doing SEO in right way, learn more about how to do SEO, and so let us check what is the content written. So I write it over here. So we write here doing SEO in right way, learn more about how to do SEO properly and the correct way. Doing SEO is an art. So we use search engine optimizations, another related word. Search engine optimization is vital for business. So we write it like this way. We again save it as a draft. Now let's check what is happening here. So now see, we can see no images appear in this page, no focus keyword. The focus keyword does not appear in the first paragraph. The keyword density is very low. So we have to fix all these things. Now we fix it. For example, we take it so in first paragraph we put another line, and doing SEO we keep it as bold, and then so we keep it as a you are doing SEO. So we are just changing the word here like this way. So we keep it as italics here. Now doing SEO again we are putting it here. Now you'd see so again doing SEO is written here. So we just so now we would keep it with one image. So we add one media over here. So we select one image for SEO. Say we select this image. So title is doing SEO, and alt tag we would write doing SEO hyphen then www. So this is the picture name. So this is called my focus keyword, then hyphen, this is the image name. We keep it as left media file, we insert it into the page. So we have put the h1, we have put the first h2, we have put the image. So we have placed the image here. Now we need to put interlink. So always remember whenever you are using the focus keyword doing SEO, do not make this word anchor text to any other of your internal page. Apart from this particular word, you can link any other word to your any other internal page. So what we can do here, like we can see, say for leadership. So for leadership word we can keep what is leadership. So leadership, we can search in Google and we can see the Wikipedia link. So what we can do, this is called the outbound link. So we can refer Wikipedia from our page content. So we can go to insert link, we put it this URL over here, we always open it in link new tab. Otherwise whenever people would click on this link, upfront they would go to Wikipedia site leaving your own site. So for that reason we would to keep it open link in new tab so that they would not leave your website instantly. So we put this link. So this is called outbound or external link. So we are putting external link from our content. So this is called contextual external link. Now we put another internal link, for example say content or infographics. So for infographics, let's say example we select this and we keep any kind of say this page. I'm just for example I am using it, but it should be related to this particular word. Right now this is not related to the particular word. For example I am taking it, but you have to select it very carefully. So this is called internal link because we are adding it in the same site, clientsites.in, so same link. So this is called internal contextual internal link. Now what we need to do, we need to save it as draft. And you see here, so the focus keyword for this page contains one or more stop words. So doing, so they are saying that doing is a stop word, so we can remove this doing. So let's remove doing, and in the title tag we again keep it say SEO. What does it really mean? And we just save it as a draft. So now you see this all elements are now green. So that means your SEO is perfectly fine. So you can publish it. So this is called on-page SEO. Rather you can further improve it with other subheadings here, like so here we can see SEO departments. So we can keep it as again H2. So we can highlight this thing. So we can format it in a way. Next up, the development team. This is another point, we can keep it here. The third is the content team. So we can highlight it here. Now it's a digital marketing manager's job, so we can keep it here. So in this way we can format this content and we can publish this content right now because everything is now green. So this is called on-page SEO for a WordPress website. Now for WordPress this is pretty easy because you are getting this plugin. You don't have to code anything. So it is quite easy that you are checking this all these points. Now if it is not in WordPress, if it's in Magento or some other platforms or any custom made platform, so you have to do it by your own experience, how to select the focus keyword and how to maintain the keyword consistency. So I'm repeating once again, this is your H1. You have to keep your focus keyword in the H1 is only one in a page, it should be 80 characters long. Then the permalink URL, it should have a static nature, SEO friendly nature with hyphens. It should also include the slug. Do not use any stop words or adjective, adverb, useless words here. Keep it short and precise. Then you keep the first heading to subheading and keep the focus keyword here. You can use multiple other subheadings in this page with the related keywords. Then you put the content and bold and highlight this focus keyword, what is this page content is all about. Then you add image and keep the alt tag in the convention like focus keyword hyphen then image name. If you are using multiple images, you repeat different other keywords, related keywords for this page as an alt tag for that image. Since we are using one image here, so we have put the focus keyword there. Now we can see we have to maintain the keyword density, so we have used here SEO like SEO, so we have to keep it 1 to 2%, and for a single word it should not be greater than 7%, for double word it should not be greater than 4%, for long tail words it should be 1 to 2%. So we have kept keyword density here 2.2%, which is pretty fine here. Now you can also keep contextual internal and external link in the page content that we have earlier discussed, and you can also format the content so that people can easily understand by scanning the content what is this all about. And you can see the word count here 709. The minimum count is 350 words, so it is pretty fair that 709 words are there. And from here Yoast setting, you can check all these things and you can see this is green and all these pointers are green. If it's not green, you have to check word by word, point by point, and then you have to fix it so that everything looks green. So let us check with the page. So we select this view page, we open it in new tab, and we see this page. This is my permalink URL, and this is the page right now. It is coming like this way. So it is published in my website. So this is the live page, you can see with the link. So if you click on this link, this is called new tab. So your page, you are already on your page, you are not leaving your page, and this is opening in new tab. And you can see the, say for infographic, internal link. If you click on internal link, you can also see this is opening. But obviously your internal linking, you should not use your focus keyword as anchor text for that particular page. Use some other words for internal anchor text, and if it is relevant, matching to your any other previously published post or page, you link it to them. Right now for infographic we have given stress management techniques. It is not right, just for example purpose we have used this, so always remember these things. So hope you have understood how to do on-page SEO for a WordPress website. Thank you.